What's going on, everybody? Got a wrestling review for you for Friday night Smackdown. I know it's been a minute. Went on a little mini vacation for my sister's birthday. Kind of slacked off on the Smackdown reviews. I'm catching up on the Flash stuff, so I can start doing reviews for the rest of that before that show ends. But we're talking about wrestling right now, hence the championship. I'm aware of what happened on Monday Night Raw. I don't think I finished watching all of it, which is ironic because I finished SmackDown, but I've seen enough of Raw to know what happened with Jay, and he actually addresses it and talks about it here. And ironically, the reason why I talk about Jay is because that's when they kicked the show off with kind of. What I mean by kind of is this: they basically started the show with before the opening pyro and credits and titles and stuff for the show, with Jay and Jimmy pulling up to the arena being greeted by Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman will be ecstatic basically to see Jay and Jimmy, and basically see everything is good, but Jay will ask Paul where Roman at, and pretty much Paul didn't know, and Jay told Paul that when he finds Roman, that he need to tell Roman that he's here. And Paul basically hugged Jay, and then seeing that Jay wasn't really in the huggable mood, and went to go find Roman. And before we get to the opening credits, Kayla would come and interview, try to get a word out of Jay about why he portrayed Sami, and he said everything he got to say about that he's gonna say in the middle of that ring, and that Jimmy said, "Yeah, why you being so nosy? You need to go find Cody and ask him why he getting up all in our business." And then that's where they start the usual opening, intro to the show and everything with the pyro and stuff, and then they kicked it off officially with the first match of the night, which is a fatal 5-way to determine Gunther's next number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. Yeah, at WrestleMania. And that, I think everybody that was, if I got it correct, is Drew McIntyre, Karrion Kross, Sheamus, and Xavier Woods, that was a nice addition. I'm like, oh, okay, they give him a little, not maybe like a full-on push, but they give him a little nudge to Xavier and LA Knight. I think this is the first time I seen LA Knight and on the main since they've been on the main roster. This is the first time I've seen Xavier Woods and LA Knight in like a match for a singles, determine who's going to be a challenger for a single title. Yeah, that was interesting. The match was interesting in itself. It actually was good. I knew Karrion Kross wasn't going to win. And I knew it wasn't going to be Xavier Woods or LA Knight. I knew it had to come down to either Drew McIntyre or Sheamus, because coming into this match they had the more momentum than any other participants. Was there a chance that they could have put a swerve and gave us a different person? Yeah, but I would say I didn't like how they did it, because the ending just drags it on, because we still got time to build up to WrestleMania. And that's what they kind of did here. Instead of giving us a definitive winner, they just basically had Sheamus and Drew hit their finishers. I think Drew hit his finisher on LA Knight, and I think Drew hit his finisher on LA Knight, and Sheamus hit his on Xavier Woods. Though I guess that's the only thing you can say. Karrion Kross didn't take the pin. It was like a double pin, basically. I don't know why there was two referees, but it was a double pin, and basically both referees declared that Sheamus and Drew were the winners. Just to go ahead and get that out of the way, it will be like several moments when they was arguing in the ring, they would argue backstage, and then Gunther, who came out to watch the match at I wouldn't say ringside, he was at the top of the ramp. He would confront Adam Pearce, and Adam Pearce would tell him that next week they would have they would basically have another number one contenders match, but this time instead of with everybody, it'll be with the two people who basically took a draw. It'll be between Sami and Drew McIntyre, and whoever wins will face Gunther at WrestleMania, which I'm putting my money on Sheamus, because people really been wanting to see Sheamus get that title win, because that's the only title that Sheamus hasn't held. But moving on, we got the Rey Mysterio promo. I think that's what happened next. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, we got the Rey Mysterio promo, which basically revealed that he's officially, you know how they do, you know, it's probably rumors about who's going to be inducted and all that, but their official, their first reveal of who's going to be inducted into the 2023 WWE Hall of Fame was none other than Rey Mysterio. And I'm like, which is well deserved, because Rey Mysterio had a legendary career between both, you know, WWE and WCW, and it was well deserved in my opinion. Before Ray could get a word out about, you know, everybody, he let the crowd chant "You deserve" and everything. Before he could get a word out though, Dominic Mysterio came out and basically taunt him, saying that, you know, he can't believe that WWE is going to induct him into the Hall of Fame, and that the only Hall of Fame that he should be inducted into is the Deadbeat Dad Hall of Fame. As he was berating him, he also, I forgot to mention too, he was followed by the full faction of Judgment Day, both Rhea, Finn Balor, and Damian Priest, and I can't messing up their name. Legado del Fantasma will come out, and Legado del Fantasma, there we go, would come out and basically confront Dominic Mysterio about him ripping up Rey Mysterio's mask after being gifted to Santos Escobar. And I don't, correct me if I'm wrong, because I've kind of been out of the loop just a little bit, but is it me or they turning Legado del Fantasma a face team now? They was presented as a heel team, but now since they've been involved in this feud with Dominic Mysterio and the Judgment Day, it seems like they've been pushed more as the face team in this regard. But yeah, he would come out, and Ray would give him a microphone, and he basically berated Dom for what he did, telling him his father might have forgave him or might have moved on for what he did, but he hasn't, and that they were supposed to have a match later on tonight, but since they all out there in their ring gear, let's have it right now. And basically Rev came out, and that would be our second match of the night, which is Judgment Day's Dominic Mysterio, Finn Balor, and Damian Priest versus Legado del Fantasma. Well, you know what, I didn't think I was going to say this, but this was actually a good match. I actually enjoyed this match. I enjoyed it more than the next match. But I think, you know what, I would say that's both the first match and this match was probably like I would say almost the best match, two good matches of the night. I'm gonna get to that in a minute. I just remembered now. But yeah, they had a good match, and I can't remember. I threw myself off by remembering what happened before the Rey Mysterio promo. But yeah, it was a good match between the two. Rhea Ripley and Zelina got involved, and but the distractions, Dominic's cheat shot on Rey Mysterio and the distractions allowed Dominic to pick up the win over them, and then he would cut a final promo saying he wanted to be in the ring, Yamalo to his father, and basically berating him again and saying that he should have been Eddie's son. And he tried to goat Ray into punching him, and he even pushed Ray down to the ground, but Ray was about to get out the ring. Instead of attacking, he thought about it, collected himself, and he was about to get out the ring. But Dominic would try to charge him, but Ray would duck it and make him take himself out of the ring, and basically told him that he would never put his hands on him. To which Dominic responded, yelling at him, saying that he's going to find a way to push him to the point where he had no choice but to fight him. Um, which I'm guessing this is all going to lead to Dominic Mysterio versus Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania. Because they always sowing the seeds that Rey Mysterio is finally starting to have enough of Dominic's stuff. But before that, I forgot there was a backstage promo with Paul Heyman, where Kayla was trying to get him to interview about Jay and what was going on with Jay, but he started talking about how basically Roman's going to take care of Cody Rhodes, and how he berated Cody Rhodes for getting mad at if anybody even say anything of the slightest disrespect about him or his family, he gets angry. But yet he got the goal to get involved in their family business, and that at WrestleMania he would be destroyed by Roman Reigns. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, that was pretty much the gist of it. Now moving on to past the Rey and the Judgment Day, because that's what led into the Rey Mysterio promo in the Judgment Day match. We would get, I can't remember if there was a backstage promo, but we would get Ricochet and Braun Strowman versus the Viking Raiders. This match was okay. It was meh. Wasn't nothing important. Sarah Logan or Valhalla pulled some I don't even say spooky stuff. She just went like this to Ricochet, and Ricochet was like, he started freaking out, like, what the hell are you doing? And he ended up getting caught, and they ended up losing to the Viking Raiders. Nothing too special. There was another promo, I forgot, with Charlotte Flair. I did that happen after the Judgment Day, but before the Viking Raiders match, where she basically said because it's WrestleMania season and she's the champ, she won the match. And Pierce said he'll give her her match tonight, and he'll go find a suitable opponent. And that opponent would be Chauncey Blackheart. And they had an okay match. Chauncey is starting to get better, I would say, with each match. She looked good, and she looked better than she's been in her last outings, which means she's really put out. To me, it looked like, I could be wrong, but to me, it looked like she's been putting in the time. But this match was just basically about Charlotte beating her, because the most important thing that happened in this match was what happened afterwards. Because while the match was going on, Rhea was out there watching at ringside. I like how they. It's like you had to suspend your disbelief at your mind, your notion that we all know this is scripted and stuff. Like, so you got to suspend that. It was kind of funny to me how right in the middle of the match, like Rhea, she jaw jacket with Michael Cole, like throughout the match, like Michael Cole would say something, because she's like right in front of the announcer table, so she could hear everything Michael Cole say, and she would jaw jack with him. And the reason why I bring this up, because probably the most funniest thing to me was the fact that Charlotte, because she wanted to taunt Rhea, but Rhea was so busy jaw jacking with Michael Cole that she didn't realize that everything stopped in the ring, because she had Sasha getting ready to put her in the figure 8, but she held like Sasha's leg, and they just stood. With Sasha laying on the ground and Charlotte standing there, they just was like there for like a good couple of minutes while Rhea's jaw jacking, and then like it came to the point where Charlotte had to yell to get Rhea's attention, because she wouldn't turn around for like a good hot minute. Like, it took at least, I guess you could say it was like 3 minutes ain't nothing, but in their profession, 3 minutes is a lot. That's a lot just to be sitting there like, why don't Chauncey? Yeah, and you could tell by the way how the match goes, Chauncey wasn't beat up like that to where she could just lay there and let Charlotte just stand there with her leg while she waiting to taunt Rhea. So it was just like, yeah, maybe not the best spot, but it did get me to chuckle a little bit. So there's that. But yeah, she once she got Rhea's attention, she went and then put Chauncey in the figure 8, and then that was the match. And then afterwards, Rhea and Charlotte would have words for each other, where Rhea basically telling Charlotte that she see right through her, she see her insecurities and blah blah blah, and now she's gonna beat her at WrestleMania. and why Shawty runs down why she's built different, and that she loves this business. Her passion and love for this business is at an all time high, and that's why she operates on a different level. That's why she gets better and better with each title win, with each loss and win. She gets better and better at doing this, and that and that at WrestleMania she's going to beat Rhea. And then pretty much after that, they highlighted what's going to happen on the next week show. And then we got the final promo, which is the Usos coming out to fight and talk about what happened. Jimmy basically said the bloodline is in your city, and thus Jay took over. And Jay basically said that everybody been wanting to know why he portrayed Sami. He said put yourself in his shoes for a minute. That switched places. If you was him, what would you do? If your family, he said, if your brother, your sister, or your family needed food, or they needed this, or they needed their light bills paid, you gonna handle that. He said, but Sami, he basically said Sami ain't his blood, and neither are the people. He said he had it. He said he did it because he had no choice. He did admit that he didn't want to do it, that he didn't want to portray Sami. He even admitted that he almost left the bloodline for Sami. But he said he had to because Sami was gonna let Jimmy get got, and I just realized that was like one of R-Truth's catchphrase. But yeah, he basically was saying that Sami was gonna let Jimmy get got, and that he had no choice but to betray Sami because Sami ain't blood. That's his twin. That's his blood. And that he always gonna side with his blood, and that he admitted that what Jimmy said and what Roman said about Sami that's what Sami's problem is. He said, if I had to blame anybody for me betraying Sami, I would blame Sami. Because he said, you know what your problem is, Sami? He told Sami that his problem was that he is selfish. Just like they said, you really are selfish. And that, you know, basically they took care of the Sami Zayn problem. Now they're gonna move on to the Cody Rhodes problem, as Jimmy was getting ready to say something about Cody, but Cody Rhodes' music would hit, and he would come out and say, "You gonna say something? You know, if you're gonna talk about me and you want something to say about me, say it to my face." And that they basically he told him that you answer to the bloodline to Roman, but I don't, and that. I forgot what, I can't remember, guys, what else Cody said, but he said something else. And Jimmy told him that basically if you take one more step towards this ring, that they was going to basically go out there and beat him up and handle him. And then Jimmy started berating him about getting involved in their business and whatnot. But as he's doing this, Cody started taking off his coat and undoing his shirt. And basically a brawl would commence between the two. And as the looked like the number game would get on Cody, Sami would come out and intervene after the Usos basically telling that they put Sami on the shelf. Sami would come out and help Cody, and they would fend off the bloodline and be separated to end the show. Overall, this was a decent, maybe not the best episode of Friday Night Smackdown, but it was an okay episode. I don't want to say it was bad. It was just. Other than the bloodline, there was really no substance and nothing to the episode other than the bloodline stuff. Like everything else was just like okay, wasn't terrible, but it was just okay. But yeah, the bloodline storyline was like the best thing of the night. Match wise, I would say the Fatal 5-Way was probably the best match. Maybe the Judgment Day versus the God of the Phantasma being the second best, but everything else was just okay. You know, Paul Heyman's promos are Paul Heyman's promos, but other than that, I think I would give this. I want to give it a 5, but I'm gonna be generous and give it a 6 out of 10. Big ups, just because it was that I would give it a 6 just because it was that more entertaining. Like I was gonna give it a 5, but like. And it was good enough to get a 6. But you let me know in the comments down below what you thought and if you enjoyed You know what to do. You hit this button right there for all of my wrestling reviews or WWE reviews. And if you enjoy the video so much and want to support the channel, all you gotta do is hit those buttons. And as always, hit any one of these videos for more of my amazing content. But don't go anywhere because I'm finally gonna get to do my Resident Evil demo, which is called the Chainsaw demo. I'm gonna get to that and some more reaction. So and more gameplay. So yeah, peace.